Right, buddy, Manchester United face Everton. These are the 5 things to expect ahead of the game. I'll be talking about players returning, which is a huge boost, tactics, and much more. Now, let me know your thoughts, leave a like, and let's get straight into it. Now, the first thing to expect is changes. Now, the team that started against Tottenham, there has to be changes. We have players returning as well, which is a positive. But ultimately, there were some players in there that, for me, that didn't perform enough. And there are some changes that I would make to the team. Now, Onana will be in goal. In terms of the 3 centre-backs, I've actually changed from my preview. I'm going to go Yoro right centre-back. I'm going to go De Ligt central. And I'm going to go Mazraoui on the left. I'm going to go Dorgu left wing-back. I'm going to go Dalot right wing-back. I mean, who else do we play at right-back? Ahmad's out for the season. Dalot's going to be there for the rest of the season, isn't he? So we're just going to have to leave it and just see what happens with Dalot when he plays in that position. Into midfield now, Ugarte, Amorim did reveal in his press conference that he will be back, so that's a huge boost for Manchester United, so I'd put him in midfield. Next to Bruno Fernandes, I think Bruno Fernandes, I think deeper does make a lot more sense in a game like this. I mean, who else do we really have? Eriksen potentially could play, but I'm going to go with Ugarte and Bruno now in the 2 inside 10. You could have ZIRKZEE, Garnacho. You can have Eriksen, Garnacho, and put ZIRKZEE through the middle, put Højlund on the bench. Now, what I'm going to go with Eriksen, ZIRKZEE, and I'm going to go with Højlund through the middle. Now, I know in the previous I said Højlund doesn't deserve to start, but upon reflection, I was thinking ZIRKZEE prefers to play more in the inside 10 position. And Amorim has labelled himself, and Amorim has said himself that ZIRKZEE is not a number 9, so it makes sense that he will be just behind the striker. I think ZIRKZEE's had a very good performance, against Spurs, so deserves to start this game. Højlund, you just want to see something. I mean, he scored 2 Premier League goals this season. It is a struggle. In terms of other options, we could, as I said, play Garnacho, but I want to see Garnacho come off the bench in this game. So yeah, that would be the first thing to expect changes. I think we always need changes. We need a rotation. Ugarte returning is a huge boost. He has the legs and the energy in midfield. Now, in terms of the second thing, United's threat. I think we're away from home, Goodison Park last game. It's the last game there. It's a monumental game. It's a good game. Everton are a good side. I think our threat's going to come creatively from someone like Garnacho, whether that's off the bench or from the start. I think ZIRKZEE as well. You want to see him get a goal. I mean, it was last time against Everton where he scored 2 goals, so you want to see him get some confidence. I think he deserves a goal. The performances he's been putting in, I think he does warrant a goal. So yeah, ZIRKZEE, that is the second thing to expect. Now, number 3, Everton. So listen, Everton are a decent side. They haven't lost too many games under Moyes. They've got pretty decent form. I think they've won, only lost like 1. No, they've won 3 out of their last 5 games, or 4 of their last 5, something like that. Yes, they're above Manchester United, and that's what I think is a must-win game. Now, they do have threats of their own. They do have players out. Ndiaye is a very good player. He's out. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's out. Dwight McNeil's out. They have got players out. They have got good players. Doucouré, a lot of energy. Beto's starting to find some form. Branthwaite, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Mikalenko, all physical, dominant players and very, very good players. They've just got in a game midfield. James Garner as well. So they have got players who can definitely cause Manchester United a problem. They are finding form. They are at home. We've seen what they did to Liverpool. They play some good football. They got Pickford in goal. They got Moyes playing him. He plays a different system of playing. And I think Manchester United, we are quite vulnerable at the moment. And where we are in the table, we realistically just need a win more than ever. And that's the most important thing. I think Amorim in a game like this again, it'd be interesting to see which team he does go. I think he has to trust the youth again. But Everton, listen, we must be careful of them. I know you say this about every team, but Everton do pose a different threat. They have got pacey wingers, energetic players. They put cross into the box. They can score goals, set pieces. These are sorts of things where they can score goals and really cause Manchester United a problem. So that's the third thing to expect. Now, the fourth thing, I want to see Amorim trust the youth now. That bench, bar Lindelof, it's just all young players, average age of 19. You want to see some of these youth players get a chance, whether that's Sekou Kone. There was an article suggesting that Ruben Amorim is going to fast track him and kind of put him in the first team because he thinks he's ready. I think there is definitely a player there in Sekou Kone, a very, very good technical player. Listen, Chidiobi got only 3 minutes, probably 30 seconds, it felt like, against Tottenham. There's so many young players right now in the academy, and in the time of crisis, in the time of injury, this is the perfect opportunity to give these players an opportunity. See if they have a bad game, so what? But if they have a decent game, yes, it'll be against physical defenders, and I think Chidiobi will be perfect in a game like this. Not to start, but just come off the bench, maybe last 15-20 minutes, depending how the game's going. There are definitely young players there, and Amorim is watching the young players train, and he's seeing if there's any potential to come through. I think Sekou Kone and Chidiobi are really the next ones to come through. But we must not forget about the other players that are in there. Jack Morehouse, you've got Tyler Fletcher, Jack Fletcher, Jack Morehouse. There are some Aiden Heaven as well. I mean, I forgot about him. You could see him potentially getting some minutes. So there are definitely opportunities there for some of these young players. And again, we have players returning, but again, I think the bench will still be with a lot of young players on there. So yeah, Amorim for me in a game like this must trust the youth, must give them an opportunity. If they, depending on how the game's going, I think if we're winning maybe 2-0, 3-0, you bring on a Chidiobi, see if he can get a goal. You bring on a Sekou Kone just to shore up the midfield. But yeah, we're in a point now where we have to continue to trust the youth. Now the fifth and final thing, the result. And listen, Everton have scored goals. They can score goals. They got 2 against Liverpool. They scored 4 against Leicester. I think the last game they beat Crystal Palace 2-1. So they definitely can score goals. They're a threat from set pieces. They do create chances. They put crosses into the box. But Manchester United, I mean, at the moment, we can't struggle to score goals. Now, in my preview, I went 3-1. I'm actually going to change it. I'm going to go 1-0 Manchester United. I mean, if we can score goals, get a 2-1, 2-0, 3-0 win, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But in the current position that we're in, do I fancy Manchester United to do that? Absolutely not. In the current position in which we're playing, the way that we're going around the pitch, we can't score goals. We scored, I mean, when was it, like 4-0 was probably our biggest win this season. Yes, that is still a win, but we have struggled to score goals this season. Højlund, ZIRKZEE, Højlund's not really getting goals. I mean, 42 or 46% of our goals came from Amad Diallo, and he's out injured, so we need to find other sources. Bruno, we need players to chip into goals realistically, and yeah, that's ultimately something that I want to see. But listen, they're the 5 things to expect. Let me know your thoughts. It's a 12:30 kickoff, an early kickoff, so this will probably go out pretty early on Saturday morning. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. It's obviously a big game. We have a big week. We then, after Everton, we play Ipswich, and then after Ipswich, we play the FA Cup against Fulham, and then we have Sociedad in the Europa League. So some big games coming up for Amorim. It's going to be a tough couple of games. But then the fact that we have players returning, Eriksen's returning, Yoro's returning, Ugarte's returning, Collier, Mainu, and Shaw, that they're not too far, hopefully maybe a couple of weeks. But listen, I'm hoping to Manchester United just put in the performance, get a win, and then we move on. Because listen, where we are in the league, if West Ham win their game, we can go down to 16th. Everton are 1 point above us. We just need this win more than ever to give us that confidence. And Amorim's talked about how training feels different. So let's see if the players can give a reaction on that pitch, because I think that game against Spurs we didn't deserve to lose. But let's show again, get a convincing victory. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.